Blizzard stand accused of overhyping a mobile cash grab, and Diablo fans stand accused of toxic entitlement. My name's Gareth Evans, this is Mr. Henry Cooper, and tell us about it, Henry.
PC development veterans Blizzard are knee-deep in something, but it ain't snow. Fans are outraged about their latest game announcement, Diablo Immortal. So what the hell actually happened? Blizzard recently announced a new Diablo game at their own yearly expo, BlizzCon. On paper, that sounds great for Diablo's fanbase. Is Diablo 4 finally happening? Not exactly. This one is a mobile game. This announcement was far from what fans were expecting, who assumed that it would be the much anticipated Diablo 4. In their pre-BlizzCon blog post in October, they said, quote, "We know what many of you are hoping for, and we can only say that good things come to those who wait, but evil things take even longer. But it looks like the true evil has already been revealed in this mobile cash grab." During a Q&A at the event about the game, the team on stage were actually booed by the audience when they said that they don't have any plans at the moment to do PC. A member of the audience even asked if this was an early April Fool's joke and was met with cheers, leaving those on stage to deliver corporate responses straight out of the corporate bullshit handbook. It's safe to say the Diablo community is not happy.
Speaking to Kotaku at the event, executive producer and Blizzard co-founder Adham admitted that Blizzard was expecting some backlash, but not to this degree. "We know our audience here is passionately PC and console focused. We've also seen this before. We saw a similar response when we announced that we were bringing Diablo to console, and we saw a similar response to the announcement of Hearthstone. That being said, we knew our audience here desperately wants to see and hear about one thing in particular." Of course, he is referring to Diablo 4, but for some reason, he won't say the bloody words. At Blizzard, we don't announce things until we're ready. It's all about game quality, less about timing, all about delivering an overwhelming experience to our players. We try to get ahead of that a little bit with the blog post to let that group know that we are working on multiple things and continue to work on multiple things. But it's pretty clear that their incredible passion for Diablo manifests in interesting ways. Interesting is apparently another way of saying colossally negative. There are actually two distinct teams. That's something we try to communicate. I know our community here, there's a concern that we are focused on this instead of that. The truth is that we have multiple Diablo teams working on multiple unannounced Diablo projects even after announcing Immortal. What is the backlash that he's talking about? Well, the YouTube cinematic trailer has over 2.7 million views on YouTube, 389,000 dislikes, and only 15,000 likes. There's also talk of YouTube deleting some of those dislikes too, which is a bit weird, but we can't really get any information on that as such. But I like to dislike ratio, man.
4% like to dislike.
That's pretty bad. That's a bad response. That's not what you want. Also, there's a petition on change.org. It's currently had 30,000 signatures on the petition.
Yeah, mad.
So there's a petition, the YouTube negativity, also Reddit and Twitter, loads of posts on there, people not happy and speaking up. So I feel like this is just the wrong way to announce your mobile game, okay? The Blizzard three-step way to completely bodge your mobile announcement, okay? Step one, make people pay to come to the show, right?
Pay.
People pay to be in the audience, right? Step two, hype up an announcement. And then thirdly, you announce a mobile game. Now, that surely's got to rile some people up. Do you blame people for booing?
It's not, they haven't promised anything.
Yeah.
They haven't guaranteed that anything was going to happen, but they very much kind of led people to believe that Diablo 4 would be a thing. And they kind of seem to have pulled the wool over people's eyes and then pulled the rug out.
The guy who stepped up and said, "Is this a April Fool joke?" A lot of people have been saying that isn't an entitled
there's a question of entitlement within the gaming community.
And people, exactly. And let's look at what some of the people have been saying on the issue on Twitter.
John Walker, the senior editor at Rock Paper Shotgun, said on Twitter, "Ugh, just caught up on the Diablo Immortal idiocy after a few days off sick. What a bunch of ghastly, entitled, whinging shithead babies gamers really want to be seen to be. Oh wow. A developer is making a game as well as another game you want. Bugger off forever."
This guy is the senior editor at Rock Paper Shotgun, right? These whiny, entitled shithead babies gamers that he's talking about are the people who read his outlet.
Yeah.
Slightly
it's not
wrong tone there.
Professional. I mean, Twitter's a good place to voice your opinion, freedom of speech and all that, go for it. But I don't think insulting your readership and your reader base is the best thing
Not a
to
good
do.
idea. Next up, Twitch streamer Bajo, he tweeted, "Still can't get over this entitled dickhead who asked if the Diablo mobile game was an April Fool's joke straight to the dev team live. There are 2.1 billion mobile gamers worldwide. It's okay not to be excited about a mobile game, but it's not okay to be a bloody dickhead." Yeah, I would argue that it's fine to be a dickhead.
Okay.
He's annoyed about it. It is okay to be a dickhead. Okay, it's not preferable. It's rude. You can say he's rude, but you can't say it's not okay to do that.
Yeah, I'm acknowledging you are a dickhead. I mean, I think it's really rude, but I'm not saying don't do it, because at the end of the day, it's your opinion, it's your voice, and if you want that to be heard, go for it. Like you're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
You're allowed to be a dickhead.
Yeah, people saying that this guy is rude. He shouldn't have to put up with that as a dev. He shouldn't have to. They invited people there. People paid to come there to hear that announcement, and then they got upset because what's being seen as a mobile cash grab. They announced a mobile cash grab. People are upset about that. They've got to reap the consequences of their actions. And if people are upset and they're rude to them, then they can't. Oh, don't insult me.
Yeah.
That's just part of life, man. Don't be offended.
Another one, quoting Mashable, who said, "Grow up, you are entitled to nothing. Game companies owe you nothing." Industry analyst Michael Pachter responded, "Well said." So that's again agreeing with the sentiment that these gamers are entitled and that they don't deserve to be pissed off about it.
Yeah, and there's a blurry line here between the people who are at the convention booing and the people on the internet disliking the YouTube videos or whatever. Are these people right to be upset? I completely understand why people were booing at the event, because they paid money to get there. They maybe travelled a long distance to get there, and they were met with this announcement of an underwhelming mobile game, which in our country or in our sphere, like mobile gaming is seen as a cash grab, right? Filled with microtransactions, loot boxes. We'll go into that in just a little bit, but I can understand them for being upset. But it does raise the question, are these people who dislike the YouTube videos who are getting angry, they're seen as entitled? I mean, no, they just, all they're doing is voicing their, the fact that they don't want this type of game. They want a proper Diablo game, and that's coming from a place of love. That's coming from a place of where they really love the Diablo franchise. They don't want to see it bastardized like this, and that's what they're saying. Is that entitlement? Next up, YouTuber Boogie2998 posted on Twitter, "Gamers act entitled because we pay for the game. We are in fact entitled to things we pay for, I think. I will agree that maybe it's taken too far sometimes, but am I entitled to the food I buy being edible, the clothes I buy to fit, a movie to entertain?"
They haven't paid for this game yet, so you can't be upset about it. But the people who went to BlizzCon paid under, not the promise or guarantee, but under the impression that Diablo 4 would be a thing. And that's what I would imagine. A lot of people bought tickets solely for that. No Clip documentary producer Daniel Dwyer replied to that comment, "There's a big difference between complaining about bad food and standing outside a closed restaurant screaming at the chef through the window."
To which a Twitter user, Jordan Fleming, replied, "I mean, it's a little different. It was announced at BlizzCon, a convention for Blizzard, former PC game developing king. People had paid $50 just to watch the stream. Blizzard had been hinting that a new Diablo would be announced. And then Blizzard announced a game developed in China." And something that we haven't touched on yet is that this game is being developed by NetEase, who do a lot of mobile games, especially over in China. Chinese market for mobile games is absolutely huge, and in the East especially, mobile gaming is absolutely huge, and it's not something that's seen as it is in the West here as something like a cash grab, something like a conduit for monetization, bad monetization practice, whatever. That's people's preferred platform of choice is mobile gaming over in the East. So to bring in a mobile developer like NetEase to develop this game, which they've got lots of experience doing, that is a bone of contention for many. A lot of people saying that they're just outsourcing this. It's not a real Diablo game. However, they've come out and said that this is built from the ground up specifically for you guys. It's a Diablo game. It's not just a reskinning of one of NetEase's other games, which is what other people are saying as well.
Yeah.
It's not just a reskinning of that. It's actually a fully fledged game. But people are still not happy, and it's the thing about the monetization in it. I think that's where the stigma comes from in our country, right?
Mobile gaming is kind of a dirty word in this part of the world. because of the monetization and all that.
Yeah, that's where all the shady monetization practices come from, like the loot boxes and the microtransactions. They all started on mobile games, and then
bled over.
Exactly, the industry has seen how well it's worked on mobile platforms, and then just like adopted that for their full-priced games, which is bullshit, which people are pushing back against now. So this is why maybe is this why maybe some of the backlash comes. It's like, yeah, I mean, we want is a fully fledged Diablo 4, a Diablo sequel, not this the mobile game, which is just a cash grab.
It's all problems we've seen before as well, and it just doesn't really seem like a lot of these devs are learning, because I don't think anyone wants this. You either don't want it, or you're kind of just like, okay, I don't care. I don't think anyone wants mobile versions of games.
No, that's true. However, from a business point of view, to open up the franchise to newcomers, so many people play mobile games these days, and for it to be a free app, people might come to Diablo, having never played before, and think, oh, this is a great franchise, get on board for the franchise, and then be a fan of the franchise from then on. It's not really for the core gamers. It's not really for standing on stage in front of people who've paid to be there to announce. It's not really for the Western market. It really should have been done a lot differently to this, and so the backlash that they're getting is kind of deserved in a lot of ways, because they were a bit ignorant to a lot of these factors, and in my opinion, for those gamers who are angry about it, to be called entitled is completely wrong, because they are entitled to their opinions. They're entitled to be angry. You can't say you can't be angry. You can't say stop being rude to these developers because of your feelings. No, people are entitled to how they feel, and people are entitled to vent that. And you reap the actions. You reap the consequences of your actions if you're going to be so ignorant like this. And that's just my opinion anyway. We are seeing a lot of this recently, where a lot of big publishers, big game developers are bringing mobile versions of these games. Fortnite's one that's kind of led the way, really. Fortnite brought a mobile version, and we hear the stories of that game making billions per day on the bloody platform. So
mobile's very, very profitable.
Yeah, I feel like this is the worst way to announce it. There is a good way to announce these type of games. Now, a couple of examples I've got here is Gears Pop. Like, who gives a crap about Gears Pop? Nobody. Why? Because Gears 5 was announced, right? So there's a new Gears fully fledged game coming out, and on the side is Gears Pop. They're pleasing the core fans, as well as announcing this offshoot as well, which is the mobile. And the same with the Elder Scrolls. They announced Elder Scrolls, the next Elder Scrolls game at E3, Bethesda, but then they also announced the Elder Scrolls Blades is coming out on mobile too. So they did that a little bit better, where they're pleasing the core fans before China. They didn't hype the whole thing and then just like bait and switch them, implying there was a main game coming, but then said, oh look, it's a mobile game. No wonder you got booed. Fucking hell, are you that stupid?
Yeah, so if they brought out Diablo 4 and got everyone cheering, because that's what all of the people, the fans at BlizzCon wanted. They wanted Diablo 4. If they did that, and then as like a secondary thing, we're like, oh, we're also bringing Diablo to mobile. It's a cool little thing. We're trying it, blah, blah, blah. Then people would be like, oh, okay, that could be cool. Or, oh, I don't care about that. I've got Diablo 4 coming out.
And that guy who had an interview with Kotaku afterwards, the producer, the co-founder of Blizzard, he said, we know why people are here. He didn't actually say, why didn't you just say, well, they're here for Diablo 4. We can tell you more on that soon. Why don't they just address it? Just address it. That would appease people, right? But they don't. Why? Just don't say that it's like Voldemort or something. Just don't say that word. You can't say that. Why can't you say that fucking word? What's the problem?
You wouldn't even need to release like a whole trailer or anything. Just like have a banner, be like Diablo 4, and then everyone would be like, oh my god,
coming soon, coming 2020.
Then have some guy come out and be like, all right, we're working on Diablo 4, this is our announcement, it's going to be cool, this and this, we're not going to show you anything just yet, you can do all your corporate crap as well, you can be like, we're saving the best until it's ready and all that, and then be like, but we do have this new one to show off if you're interested. Just a little preface, like 15 minutes in the show,
just to please those core gamers who were the ones booing, essentially. Are there any real positives to take away from this, Henry? Well, what do we learn from this, other than
how to not announce a game? Well, like, the only one I can really think of is that if they can make a buttload of money on this new Diablo Immortal, that could then mean that money goes into a new project or into Diablo 4 to make it even bigger and even better. But there's no guarantee that will even happen. So you're probably just not going to bother buying it.
Yeah,
and that's the ultimate thing. If you that's the best way for anyone to express that they're not happy about something.
Yeah.
Just don't buy it.
Don't buy it. Don't play it. Because if it's going to be free, it's going to be free anyway. But
yeah.
One positive is that it would, like I mentioned earlier, it would open the franchise to new gamers possibly, and also like business stability for the likes of Activision Blizzard, who maybe don't need it, and this is why people are very cynical when it comes to these big corporations looking for these cash grab type of projects where it just looks like they're following trends. Fortnite's done billions and billions per day or whatever. People want a slice of that pie, essentially. That's what it looks like, and that's the way it looks like to me. Mobile games aren't for the core gamers here in the West, especially. You should definitely not be on stage announcing that shit at BlizzCon, but that's just what we think. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Hit the bell if you want to be notified whenever we release a new video. And if you want to support the channel, head over to patreon.com/prettygoodgaming. So that's it for now. We will see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now.